All right, everybody. We are back with more Netrunner. I'm going to do probably some Corpin today, but we'll see. We'll see how I feel. I don't know why the autofocus turns back on every single time I put OBS on, because autofocus is the devil's setting. All right, let's play some Netrunner. See if we can find ourselves a runner to murder. If you're in chat, come say hi. Alright, we have our first victim. This isn't enough for us to start off with. Good luck, have fun. Let me make this a little bigger. Is that going to work, or is that going to be too big? Oh, I guess we'll find out. Alright, so let's draw. Let's hit the Your Digital Life, and then let's put an ice on HQ. We already have a punitive, which is good. Hey Izzy, hey Pluro. Alright. So we have a bunch of different changes of ice. For the criminal, I feel like the code gate, either one of these code gates is good, but I think the 5 strength one's going to be more costly for essential, so we'll put that down. I should have drawn first, but I didn't. Then let's just get a credit, and then we'll discard the duplicate of that ice into the bin so we can get our money. Next turn, we'll put the Vampiro Nasa into the remote, depending on what we draw. Alright. Well, actually, let's put the Spin Doctor down first and see what we get. Ooh, that's nice. Alright, so let's put the Seizaton on Archives. Then... yeah, probably Hansai review the other one. Is everything visible or pretty visible? Hello, Nada. Nota. So we've got our drip going. Let me do some math. So it's going to cost them 2... yeah, I think that's worth a res. Because that significantly chipped into the amount of return they're going to get on that. Okay, so let's draw. Let's draw again. And let's start building a remote. Feel free to backseat pilot based on what you're seeing and giving me some tips on what I'm screwing up. Alright, so let's pop the Spin Doctor. Let's get the Void and the Hansai review cycled back through. Let's put Rashida in there. And probably just get some money, to be honest. That's all we really need here, is we need a kind of pressure. Ooh, this is always fun. So we're going to res the Sysoton. We'll say event. So now they know what that is. So let's draw. Let's Hansai review the bacterial. And then let's put the we gotta push. So let's put the Regenesis and do the fork. All right, so they're gonna check R&D. Didn't hit anything. So now we're gonna get the Regenesis score and also the bacterial programming. So they're gonna get to bounce something, but I don't think that that's like that big of a deal, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the Regenesis so there's nothing for them to steal. And then if they come in here, they have a chance to hit a snare. So now we actually get the opportunity to swap out the barrier for a sentry. We still got lots of money, and we need a little more before we try to push this last agenda, I think. Hermes, what if we took Leela, one of the most divisive and powerful runner abilities in the game, and just put it on a console that any criminal could play? That. So Earthrise going down. Alright, so we got the second punitive. That's a big deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one of the Tatubolas on the remote and put the Fuji asset retrieval in there, and we can just start slow rolling it. And if they don't do anything about it, we win. Criminal's good because you need to get lots of money and get a lot of meaningful accesses fast, which Criminal's very good at. A lot of the corps are being designed around beating an Anarch deck, which has a very strong late game where you just kind of imp 2 cards a turn until you either access the agendas needed to win or deck the corp. So a lot of corps are going with super fast strategies to combat that, which then in turn makes criminal better because you can have like an entirely like fast access based economy. Oh, this is fun. So they're going to get an access here. Oh, please come into HQ. So they're doing the reprise. I hope they pull a 5-3 here. That would be so great. Okay. So let's go ahead and put that on R&D. Let's put the Fuji back in the remote, and then we'll advance it once. We have a lot of money here. Yeah, it's a fun meta. And then Shaper has like the most complicated Shaper bullshit ID that's ever existed, but it's actually fun to play and has like meaningful decisions and isn't just a lock deck. Uh, we love frogs in this group, you know? Don't we, Izzy? Oh my god, please hit a snare. Please hit a snare. Oh god, yes. Yeah, install something. Good game. Reminder that I am currently in between day jobs right now, and I'm going to be trying to be streaming at least 4 days a week. So if you want to support by liking and subscribing on either platform, or giving me some of Jeff Bezos's money, or your own hard-earned money on Twitch, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, we got another criminal matchup here. This is probably fine as a starting hand. All right. So let's put the tattoo on HQ. Let's put the Sizatan on R&D, and then just click for a credit. I was really hoping they would hit the snare there and we could get one of their breakers, because they probably have a breaker in their hand. Did my workout this morning. I'm still soft a little bit because I'm still a little. I love to eat, but I've been doing some strength training and some cycling so I can come out of the gate strong in the spring. This coming spring, I'm going to be doing my first ultra bike race. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Which is going to be a 400-mile race in Texas, which is going to be very exciting. So it's 400 miles as quickly as you can do it. So usually people do it over the fast people will do it with one sleep, 2 days, and then people who are just going to finish will do like uh, 130-mile days with 2 sleeps in between. So That's going to be exciting. Forged activation orders. Yeah, I'll res. These snares are so juicy. But yeah. I'm not going on these types of events to like punish myself and do it as fast as possible. The race that I'm going to goes through some of the like prettiest areas in eastern Texas, like across like the whole eastern part of the state near the Louisiana border. So for me, it's really all about just being able to do something cool with my body and get to see all of this amazing views and spend a bunch of time doing something really hard with other people without it like pushing myself to the limits of human endurance, right? I think I'm going to remove forged activation orders. And again, they get the Regenesis instead of something else. Unbelievable. Hopefully, we can get lucky and lull them into a false sense of security and kill them. Alright, let's put this down. Let's hit it. Let's your digital life, and then put that back on HQ. Because we can still kill them with like a legwork. There's nothing for them to hit. Except, like, we're going to end up. Well, we can't have 3 snares in this deck, but. Come back in. Legwork. Multi axis. That's what I want you to do. Do it. I want your breakers. Okay. So, let's draw. And then we'll discard the Vampronasa. We love a good Johnny Knoxville or Johnny Oxford. Johnny Knoxville, that's a different person. Ooh. Ooh, that's exciting. I'm guessing that there's going to be a vial in our future. Hey, Franco. Alright, so let's res Rashida. We got another Regenesis. So let's put a Seizaton on archives. Let's put a tattoo on the remote. And then let's put a spin doctor. And now they have to wonder if we're doing the combo this turn. So they might check around and actually spend some money and spend some tools. This fermenter ticking down is suboptimal. Yeah, Franco, good to see you. Everybody, make sure you share the stream around. I know everybody's in a bunch of discords and stuff, so make sure you share everything around. There's so many like regional micro discords for Netrunner. Let me move my face around. It's kind of hard to like find like the optimal placement for my stupid face when we're playing Netrunner. Okay. This is exciting. So we're going to get 4, and we're going to put that in place of it. And now they're going to get to approach this, and we're going to res Anansi. All right. Burning one of their steel skins on a non-critical turn is pretty good for us. Hit a fucking snare. Or the 5-3. They hit the 5-3, they're dead. They hit the fucking 3-1 again. Unbelievable. I mean, why shouldn't they be reckless? Like, they've been punished exactly 0% for doing anything. Alright, let's make it happen. Alright, so they lost the poison vial, which is pretty mission critical to their shit. I think I might actually do a purge next turn because this is out of control. Yeah, we can't let that fermenter get any bigger. Hmm. Anybody here from YouTube? I see a lot of Twitch comments, but less from YouTube. What are the peeps on YouTube doing? Also, I don't know if we've got any role players who recognize this tank top I'm wearing. Oh, I'll definitely get rid of your breaker. Alright, we gotta start pushing. They seem to have a decent amount of. It's a hard call. I mean, usually the call for like things like Saizaton or Asmari's ability is event, but sometimes if you're going to the kill for the kill, you have to try to think what they would be holding in their hands, right? All right, bravado play coming out. Where is it going? All right, we will absolutely res Saizaton. I think we do the safe bet and we say event. Now, if they want to, they can hit that with the Kongamoto and reduce that by 1. Good game. Oh, they had like all events. All right. In the end, we were on the back foot most of the time, but we ended up. Actually, hang on. Break one barrier. Do you want to jump in for a game? Okay. All right. That's no worries. Size of 10 is so dangerous to criminals. All right. So that person's not actually there. All right. This feels pretty okay-ish. We'll keep. We'll give him the old good luck. Have fun. So I think we just hedge fund. We put a hard end the run on HQ, and we put the size of 10 on R&D to start. All right. Some setup happening. Let's draw. Let's draw again. And let's put another size of 10 locking down, since they could potentially have archives as their Sable server. So let's draw. Let's hit your digital life. And let's hand side review the bacterial programming. Ooh, that's fun. Oh, okay. Yeah, they misclicked the run. This is not a very good hand. Alright, that's way better. Alright, so let's go R&D, HQ, and sure. Alright, so they got the echelon in play, so the quicker we can pressure them, the better. So we're going to get the Anansi down on archives. I love when people roll boomerang on Anansi. What did they lose? Nothing too mission critical, but still feels good. Alright, let's draw. Let's your digital life, and then let's gain a credit, and we'll get rid of an Anansi since we can't currently afford one. And now we're threatening that there's a 5-3. So let's res that. Alright, so now I feel like they're getting a little punchy. And that's definitely going to work in our favor. Now we can actually get the Fuji asset retrieval into the trash. Let's put this down in server 1. Let's res it so we get some draw. We now have both punitives that we're going to need. But what we really need is money cards. But for now, we're going to get rid of the 2 bacterials. And if we need to, if we think, depending on what click they run archives, we can always leave 6 points in there to try to guarantee the kill. Alright, no free lunch, so if that messes with our math a little bit. Let's draw. I think we can afford to get rid of... Sizaton's not going to be the best once they actually get Carmen down. So that'll be the one that we get rid of. This is a Sizatan, so we'll put an Atini in front of it. Okay. So let's draw. Let's draw again. And let's your digital life it. Let's get rid of Sizatan because it sucks now. Alright. Let's draw. Let's use Subliminal. We're going to keep armoring up. They might use the flip switch here. What did we get? We got the twinning, which feels pretty fucking good. Alright, so let's get rid of this. We're going to shuffle these back through. We've already got the punitives that we need. So let's put that in there. And then... I don't know. Yeah, probably just another one of those. We just need to keep our money level high, and we need to try to bait them into spending as much of theirs as possible. This is pretty armored centrals that we've got here. Anansi is very bad for them to deal with. Yeah, I honestly don't think the Sizaton res is worth it there. So we'll remove that. And we're going to get the Anansi and one of the your digital life cycled back through. Alright, so let's put that in there. Let's put that in there. And then what we're going to do... So we're going to trash this and put Vampronasa in place of it. Now we're definitely saying, hey, I've got the Regenesis play ready to go. And they're saying, I don't give a shit. Okay. So let's put the Regenesis in there for real. Then let's put that on archives. So, reminder, if they don't run, you can't use the the subliminal messaging and still have Regenesis work. So don't do that. Alright, so now we gotta discard some stuff. We'll get rid of Rashida. And we'll put the whatchamacallit, the bacterial programming in there. Pay 5 to get 5. We can start slow rolling. Alright. Nope. We'll move that one. We'll move that one. And then we're going to put 2 ice in between them and any other agendas. They might have us here. I should have rezzed Anetic Void. Yep, we're going to lose here. Well played on their part. I misplayed that in a couple places. I should have definitely rezzed the Anetic Void there. And I should have... because then the only thing that they could have bounced was the agenda back to HQ. But, you know, mistakes happen. Oh, that's the wrong side. The deck is extremely solid. It's a really good one. Excuse me. Yeah, any kind of punitive kill deck can be pretty tricky to pilot if you're against somebody who actually really knows what it's doing. Because, you know, uh, one of the advantages of these types of decks is that they can be scrub killers, meaning if people aren't familiar with them or are kind of like mid-level or below players, you can pick up easier wins because since they don't understand maybe what the deck is doing and what they're going to be vulnerable to, um, you're more likely to just snap up an easy kill, which is going to be less of a mental load on you than playing something like Glacier or Asset Spam, where it's more pressure on you. Why did my computer just get my camera just get significantly darker? Here, let me see what's going on with my video. That's very weird. All right. So let's draw. Let's your digital life, and then let's put ice on HQ. So this is a mulch deck. So realistically, since we already have the kill combo, I'm comfortable just leaving R&D a little open here. Turning that imp off is pretty important though. Eyes. Alright, look at the top cards. Choose a card to discard. Don't. Choose a card to move to HQ. I don't think that there's really a choice here. Now, I guess the real question is do we do something like put the Fuji asset retrieval as the next card? So if they go back in, we just murderize them? I think that's maybe the play. Alright, so I guess moment of truth time. Oh, we got him. Better lucky than good. Yeah, that's maybe a good thought to have, Sean. I think that I think there's some thought there because then I ended up getting to the point where I got a little flooded. But who knows? It's hard to say. Trying to convince myself to go cycling later today outside, but it's free. It is literally freezing outside, so I'm like gonna need to like hype myself up for it. Well, so it was probably a mistake, but you have to keep in mind that they had incomplete knowledge, right? In their mind, it's like turn two. There's a chance that I have one punitive, but you have to take the guesses there, right? Because like chances of me having two punitives in the opening hand are pretty low, and if you imp that, then you're giving me the opportunity to cycle it back through. All right. This seems fine. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of indie RPGs, some plushies, some board games, an old suitcase that's full of my streaming gear. All right, so let's draw. Let's your digital life, and then let's uh, Anansi R&D. All right. So let's get a Sizeton. I think that's the right one for HQ to start out. We'll put a Vamp on Archives. And then to start, we'll get the other Anansi in the bin. And we'll get some money to actually resolve this ice. Being able to armor up all three centrals early here is pretty good. Also, getting that Stargate is pretty fucking good. Alright, let's start building out the remote. Alright. So we'll add a subliminal messaging because that gives us more stuff to discard. We'll use one of them. We're going to install a spin doctor. We'll put another vamp on there. And we'll gain a buck, and then we'll put a Fuji asset retrieval in the bin. Oh, I love that. Alright, so let's res it. And we'll say event, because they almost certainly have a lot of events. We got one of their breakers, and a chisel, and another devil's charm. If they hit the snare here, they are dead. Okay, so they're gonna go for the I Wanna Die special. Good game. Stargate is a big MU investment and takes time to like set up, and it only affects one server. Twinning can affect both HQ and R&D, and also gets powered with the coffee, which is helping your central game plan. And now that we don't have the conspiracy breakers, Anarch rigs especially are very MU hungry. So Stargate is a harder sell, right? Yeah. This is a pretty good opener against a Shaper who's probably not going to be doing anything super crazy on turn one. So I think we can afford this here. So I think we subliminal. We put bacterial in the bin. We put Regenesis out. And we put Rashida out. I'm feeling bold. Also, thank you to Holly, aka Break One Barrier, earlier for subbing to the channel. Anybody else is welcome to do that as well. I'll accept that. I'm just that kind of guy, you know. Love the snare hit. Alright, so let's res. Oh, wait. No, no, no. There we go. We're a punitive game of droids. Alright. If we had triggered Rashida, we would not have been able to use Regenesis' ability because we would have added a corp card to our archives during the turn. Thank you for joining, Galehar. So now I think the play is we're just gonna normal roll a Fuji asset retrieval and make them drag their balls through or their parts through broken glass in order to get it. What did we hit? Alright, so let's go ahead, put an Anansi out, and let's put the Fuji in there. Let's just see what happens. Oh yeah, also up above, I've got some Lego stuff, including my little mechs that I made and designed myself. Ooh, that's exciting. We're just letting that fire. Oh boy, good game. All right. I think it's just because it goes down. There's a lot of really toothy ice, so people are doing these big Rube Goldberg things to be able to break ice. Whereas the Jabali and Kongamoto with the Poison Vial combo saves you your real money, so you can focus. Right now, everybody on the runner side is trying to get quick money to be able to break ice, but then they have to sacrifice um, their actual game plans to be able to do that. Whereas if you do the Jabali Poison Vial, that's like your whole rig, because you don't need a ton of accesses, you need good accesses. All right. Because right now, Anarch is like, in order to build itself a rig, its multi-access needs to be an imp, a never-ending imp, because there's so many slots that are taken up, making the breakers good enough to be used. I've been having. It's amazing how much doing the streaming has like rekindled my love of the game because I actually get to converse with people while I play, kind of. So it makes it really fun for me again. Ooh, what is going on with my screen? That was weird. All right. So we are in a very good shape here from a putative Counter-Strike perspective. So let's go ahead and draw. I think we're going to Hansai review. And then we'll put that on HQ. Nope, that's not what I meant. Put that on R&D. I mean, just embrace it. We're all terrible at this game. I've been playing it for years, and I've always ever been above average, and I'm happy with that. You know, like I usually finish in the top quarter or a third of the field when I go to tournaments, and I have a great time while I play, but I'm not patient enough or thoughtful enough to really excel at the game, and that's fine, to be honest. I just love playing it, and I love the community aspect of it. I've always said that the most exciting part about playing Netrunner is the going for the takeout after the tournament. Like, that's my favorite part. Like, where everybody's sitting, talking about their games, talking about the decks, talking about spoilers, and just sitting and, like, eating food piled into, like, one enormous, like, Last Supper table that we built. All right, so we got the Regenesis. The Regenesis is something that we've definitely got on lockdown. But that's not what we need. I think we can afford to get rid of one punitive here since they're not likely. Actually, no, I'll keep the triple punitive, to be honest. So now we've got the bacterial in the bin. Izzy, you're my litmus test as somebody who's played this deck a lot. How am I doing? Also, I can't seem. I keep moving my posture too much. I can't keep my camera settled. Yeah, no, the India Palace at Roseville is exactly what I'm talking about. Um, yeah, let's force the issue, to be honest. But this is one of the more popular archetypes in QTM from what I've been seeing, right? Oh, you know what I found the other day while we're waiting for this person to take their turn? So before there was like the whole aftermarket for Netrunner tokens like there was now, uh, people would replace their tokens with stuff from other games or other creators. I got these science fiction board game accessory cred tokens. These were what I used from like uh, 2013 to like 2017 or 2018 when I got the Arbits. They're these really nice like nickel plates, super clear because the fives are silver, and the ones are like this dark gray. Mmm, so satisfying. All right, so they don't have a code gate breaker, so I definitely think we res here. Now I've just been using these for the moon as victory point tokens. So they now have no money. What would be ideal here would be a snare hit. I think the award for the most aggravating set of tokens in human history is a two-way tie between me and Rayotan's friend Nate, who used the little glass beads that you would use for like 1/1 counter creatures in Magic, but he didn't do them in increments of 4. He used them in increments of or in increments of 5. He used them in increments of 4. And he had ones that were the same color that were only slightly bigger that he would use as the 5. It was absolutely hellish. Um, and then the other one was our friend Thomas took the little cred, uh, the broken token, like cred sticks, and cut them up to be different sizes based on the denomination that they were, which was just like a nightmare. No, yes. Actually, you're 100% right. The Lego one was good. The Lego one was very good. The number of pips was the number of monies that it was. Honestly, there's a handful of people. I think it was Jay Dang or somebody else. Oh, actually, I know Jay Dang has done it, but I don't think that he was the first person to do it. Taking the mahjong tiles from a ceramic mahjong set for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then on the other side they're usually just like a nice green or red solid color, and using those as click trackers. Such a nice feel, so clear. They're a little raised so you don't like lose them on the mat. What a brilliant! I remember seeing somebody do that for the first time in like 2016, 2017, and I was like, what a brilliant idea. All right, so I think we're going to go and we're going to push for the win. So we're going to get both of these. So we have the ability to discard a card. And then we're going to discard Fuji Asset Retrieval. And if they don't do something about this, we just win. Yeah. I think that was the inspiration for that. That they had that nice chonky feel like a mahjong or like oh, what is that Japanese game that's not shogi but also has like mahjong like tiles? So worst case scenario, they go for the remote, not archives. If they go for archives, we're in pretty good shape here. Our money situation is leaving a lot to be desired here. So I don't actually think we can get the win this turn. So we're actually going to overwrite the Regenesis. Oh, I can't overwrite it. Let's put that in a new remote and put a size to 10 in front of it. Uh-oh, things just got like a little spicy around here, around these parts. Yeah, I mean, money is a hell of a thing in Netrunner. I still think one of my favorite things that I ever used as a click tracker is when I first started playing Hoshiko. I got these really nice. They were like this big, like maybe an inch and a half across. Glass hearts that had felt on one side, and I would either move them and put them on the various things to be the clicks, or I would flip them over. But usually I would just move them onto whatever I was doing, like little anime, like glass hearts, like crystal hearts. I don't actually think it's worth rezzing here. Oh yeah, I had one of those. My friend made it for me. It had these switches that lit up, but it was unfortunately we had such little space in old red caps. I couldn't bring it because it just took up too much table space. All right, let's draw. Let's put that in server 2. Get some money going. They are very rich. I think my longest used set of click trackers is the classic. I just used 4 of the original um, tag markers that had the bad pub on the other side, and you would just have 4 of them at the end of your mat and flip them to be your click trackers. What a pain. This person keeps taking my money. So we're going to put a My Digital Life and the other Spin Doctor. So hopefully their next score will be a bacterial so that we can make our hand really enormous, and then that will help us get out of this hole we're in. Nice, false zero. Yeah, I like a click tracker to have a little bit of weight to it, which is why I like using tiles. Um, Something ceramic. Where'd that boomerang going? Mm. So this is just an access. So I think we let them just pay. They're doing a good job of not letting us have the subliminals back. Mm. I do think we res here, because that's expensive for them to deal with. They're gonna go get that Rashida, but such is life. They're just kind of slowly chewing through their money. Sizatan is very dead to us. I mean, none of this stuff is super cheap for them, right? All right. So I think here we draw, we get some money, and we pitch one of the bacterials. Because they haven't touched this Regenesis, I have to assume that they think it's a snare. I should get that. Thank you. I will make note of that. Okay. We win. Whew. They never checked it. Cyberfeeder Chrome extension. Oh, it's Firefox. Yeah, I don't use that, but I can look into it. Alright, so let's go again. Alright. Ooh. Exciting. 419. Alright, let's draw. And then HQ. We will pay. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Sean. Snare, snare, snare. Alright, let's draw. Let's draw again. And then let's put something on R&D. No. And then we're going to pitch the things that we can afford to pitch right now. We got kind of a weird opening going. Let's draw. Whew. Okay. Yeah, we might have to do. Whew. Things are. Whew. Let's res. We gotta try to do something, otherwise we're just gonna hard lose. We are flooding out hard. Okay. I don't think we're winning this one, kiddos. Things are extraordinarily spicy over here, and not in a good way. I don't think I've ever been this flooded in recent memory. We have 5 agendas in hand. Sure. Let's end our suffering. All right, let's find another game. I think that's like the only loss we've had thus far today, though. So can't really can't really hate on it. Ooh, ooh, exciting. I've heard that there can only be one. So let's Hansai review the Spin Doctor. Let's put a Rashida in a new remote and gain a credit, baby. They got lots of money. We got lots of money. Yeah, Mushin, I tried to do the please run this snare, I promise it's a Regenesis, and they didn't go for it. Alright, let's armor up. That's Netrunner. Sometimes you draw the nuts, sometimes the nuts draw you. It's so funny how this ID is not super duper good, but it's funny as hell because what people play tells you nothing about their strategy because any card that they, well, it tells you some, but they can't have more than one of any card. So any card that goes into the bin, you can't be like, oh, they have 3 copies of that. Nope, nothing. Emergent creativity. What are they gonna get? I wonder. Yeah, at least you can't get doofed more than once. No more same old thing. Ooh, a knob. Interesting. All right. Let's draw once. We'll play that. We have a pretty big money disparity, so we'll see what we can make happen here. So they still have 2, so that would get them up to 12. I don't think it's worth it. I think we have to save it this time. So let's go ahead and archives and remote armor up. And then we'll get the void out there. Oh, please. Please. Yes. Mm, wait, that was wrong. We're going to do subliminal, vamp, bacterial, punitive. We will draw a card. And then they're going to take a bunch of damage. And then probably jack out. They're going to continue the run. Okay. So I wonder if... Alright. So I think we just... We draw. Get some money. Put that in there. And then put bacterial into the bin. They're not going to run, which is great for us. Because now we can just do this. And then we can just put the other bacterial in there with the subliminal. And then next turn I'm going to overrode this Anansi with this Vampironasa. So let's go ahead and trash that. Sure, we'll put 2 on there. So they definitely have an imp if they've got a knob. Alright, so we can just go right for the next score here. They're not threatening anything, so we could just score out. Because that's the big problem with these builds is they can't put enough pressure because their deck isn't consistent enough. The problem with this idea, as fun as it is that you're super duper dependent upon drawing things in a good order. You have, like, all of the powerful cards, but if you can't get the thing that you need for the specific matchup, you have, like, very little consistency. And if you spend too many of those slots on things that improve your consistency, then you lose the power, right? Because you could spend on a bunch of like cool draw and tutoring toys, but you still have a limited number of deck slots for the deck to be efficient just in a general sense. So you're sacrificing power for consistency, and then at a certain point you might just well be playing another faction that gets those tools for tutoring or drawing in-house. Well, I have to imagine that they're probably playing maybe some things like Conduit or some like Kushuk or other like high influence cost, like high impact shaper cards, probably. All right. Yeah, this seems fine. We've got ice to stabilize before Hoshiko gets going. All right, let's draw once. Let's your digital life, and then let's Anansi. And Nancy. Alright, so let's put another Anansi down. Let's put Vampirnasa down, and let's gain a credit. Locking it down. Let's put Vampirnasa, Rashida, click for a credit. The lines of pipes. Yeah, I'll res. Get a little bit of accelerant going. And they're going to super overdraw, so they're going to have to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Love it. Let's draw. Let's draw. And then let's get... Let's get 2 agendas into the bin. I feel spicy. Ooh, Ice Carver. That's exciting. I love an Ice Carver. Oh, that make... Ooh. Ooh. We're gonna put this in there as the Regenesis or some other play. Come on in. You got it. Got a DJ and a cleaver, it looks like. Oh, they left it. That's super kind of them. Alright. Now we have the punitive, but we don't have the money. So let's remove this from the game. Let's get one of them back through and also cycle the Your Digital Life back through. And then let's put the Regenesis down because I don't think that they have the ability to break the tattoo. Well, that stinks, but that happens. We're going to drag them through as many times as we can. Get a snare. And a My Digital Life back through. All right. So let's go ahead and put a void in. We could just go ahead and res it because they're going to know what it is the second we put the Regenesis on top of it. Let's just get it, you know? That's nice and expensive for them. All right. We're going to add the Your Digital Life to our hand, the Punitive Counter-Strike, the Sizatin, and the Snare, and the Atini. Oh, I think we just lose. Shit. Well, they played well. They played careful and diligent. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching today. I got to make myself some lunch. That was turn 9. I gotta make my lunch. I gotta do some more workouts and apply for a bunch more jobs. So until I see all of you beautiful Netrunner people again, always be running, and thank you for so much for hanging out with me. Have a good one.